Is capitalism broken? Examining modern economic challenges. Have you ever wondered why, despite unprecedented economic growth, so many people feel left behind? In this video, we'll explore a critical question. Is capitalism broken? While it has driven innovation and lifted millions out of poverty, it has also given rise to significant challenges such as inequality, corporate monopolies, and environmental destruction. Join us as we delve into the complexities of modern economies and examine the darker aspects of capitalism. Let's start with inequality, a fundamental issue that has reached alarming levels in many parts of the world. According to a 2021 report from Oxfam, the world's richest 1% possess more wealth than the rest of the population combined. This staggering statistic highlights a growing divide where the rich get richer while millions struggle to make ends meet. In the United States, for example, the top 10% of earners control over 70% of the nation's wealth. This concentration of wealth is not merely a statistic. It translates into real-world consequences. Access to education, healthcare, and even basic necessities becomes increasingly skewed in favor of those at the top. The mechanisms of capitalism, such as tax breaks for the wealthy and deregulation, have created an environment where wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few. Moreover, this inequality is not just an economic issue, it's a social one. As opportunities dwindle for the average worker, we must ask ourselves, at what cost does this wealth accumulation come? The social fabric begins to fray when people feel disenfranchised and powerless. Protests against inequality have erupted worldwide, from Wall Street to Paris, signaling a growing frustration with a system that seems rigged against the many. Next, let's examine corporate monopolies, an alarming trend that has emerged in many industries. In sectors ranging from technology to retail, a handful of companies dominate the market, stifling competition and innovation. Think about tech giants like Amazon and Google. Their power allows them to dictate prices and control consumer choices, often at the expense of smaller businesses. This monopolistic behavior not only limits consumer freedom, but also creates a cycle where profits are prioritized over ethical practices. For instance, Amazon has faced criticism for its treatment of warehouse workers, while simultaneously squeezing suppliers with its pricing strategies. When companies become too big to fail, they also become too big to care about their impact on society or their employees. The consequences are profound. Innovation suffers when competition is stifled and consumers are left with fewer choices. A 2020 report by the U.S. House Antitrust Subcommittee highlighted how dominant firms like Facebook manipulate markets and undermine privacy protections. This raises an important question. Can capitalism thrive when monopolies dominate? Now let's turn our attention to one of the most pressing issues of our time: environmental destruction. Capitalism thrives on consumption and growth, but this relentless pursuit often comes at a devastating cost to our planet. From deforestation to pollution, the environmental impact of unchecked capitalism is alarming. According to a 2022 report by the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, if we continue on this path without significant changes, we could face irreversible damage by 2030. The irony is that while capitalism has driven technological advancements that could help solve these problems, like renewable energy technologies, profit motives frequently overshadow sustainability efforts. Consider industries such as fossil fuels or fast fashion. These sectors prioritize short-term profits over long-term sustainability, leading to catastrophic consequences for our environment. The fashion industry alone is responsible for about 10% of global carbon emissions and is one of the largest consumers of water worldwide. As consumers demand cheaper products without considering their environmental impact, companies feel pressured to cut corners. But is there hope? While capitalism has its flaws, it also has the potential for reform. Social entrepreneurship is on the rise, with businesses prioritizing social impact alongside profit. Companies like Patagonia are leading the way by integrating environmental responsibility into their business models. Patagonia donates 1% of its sales to environmental causes and actively campaigns for sustainable practices within its supply chain. Additionally, movements advocating for fair wages and corporate accountability are gaining momentum worldwide. The Fight for $15 movement in the US, which seeks to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour, exemplifies how grassroots activism can challenge corporate power and push for systemic change. Moreover, governments are beginning to recognize these issues as well. Some countries have implemented policies aimed at reducing inequality through progressive taxation and social safety nets. For instance, countries in Scandinavia have adopted models that prioritize wealth redistribution through comprehensive welfare programs. As we reflect on these pressing issues, inequality, monopolies, and environmental degradation, it becomes clear that capitalism in its current form may be broken. However, it's up to us as consumers and citizens to push for a system that works for everyone rather than just a privileged few. The concept of conscious capitalism is gaining traction among entrepreneurs who believe that businesses can be forces for good while still being profitable. This approach emphasizes ethical leadership and stakeholder engagement over mere profit maximization. Imagine a future where businesses operate transparently, prioritize employee well-being, and actively contribute to their communities. This vision isn't just idealistic, it's achievable if we demand accountability from corporations and support businesses that align with our values. In conclusion, while capitalism has driven remarkable advancements in technology and living standards over the past century, it faces significant challenges today. From rampant inequality and corporate monopolies to environmental destruction, we must confront these issues head-on. If you found this exploration insightful and want to stay informed about the complexities of modern economies and business practices, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join us as we uncover more about the world of business and challenge conventional wisdom together. See you in the next video.